dear Yarny friends. This is Colleen with YarnWars.com, and today I'm bringing you a new scarf project. I hope you're not getting tired of the scarves. I think this one is a little more dressy, like some of my other dressy scarves. I used the Lion Brand Landscapes with this. You could also use the Unforgettable. I'm calling this the Ramblin Rose. And if you could see, you really do this. It helps to use this yarn. Let me just say, because of this beautiful little rosebud effect that it makes, this is an ideal yarn to use. Now, there are definitely other yarns out there you could use. I'm just suggesting this for this project. So let's go ahead and get started. So how you will work this, this can be worked with a starting chain of 6 plus 1 and then increments of 2 chains thereafter for whatever type of project you're working on. Today we're going to just start with 17 chains total. So I mean, you can, like I said, if you're going to make a blanket, that's a good way to figure it out. And I'll have all of that information down in the description for you, along with repeating rows if you need to refer to that. So this particular scarf I made is about 5 inches approximately in width, and I am not going to measure the length out here on video, so I'll have that down in the description as well. So look down there for anything additional you need, and hopefully I'll have it all down in the description for you. But this just really turned out pretty. I love it, and I hope you love it too. This would make a beautiful, like I said, a beautiful dress scarf, something for you to wear to work. I know we're getting out of the cold season a little bit at the time I'm posting this. But, you know, work scarves, dress scarves, they're always in fashion, and this really, really makes a pretty one. So I want to make a quick note to all you wonderful yarn crafters out there. I've had some people leave some nasty comments, which is fine. I will respond to whatever comment about how maybe I chat a little too much in my videos. I want to make a quick statement here, and not everybody's going to see this video. However, if you don't like my videos, I have written patterns. So these videos I have started from the beginning. When I started Yarn Wars, I started using videos to supplement my written patterns. So if you don't like my chit chats, I'm sorry. It's really not worthy of leaving a comment, because I honestly do this to be helpful to you, not for rudeness. And I don't think anybody deserves that. I put myself out there, so I'll take it. It doesn't matter. However, just remember that it does not faze me. So if you have something, if you have some criticism that is actually constructive, I'll respond to that and hear you out on that. That I absolutely will. But rude comments, you can save them. So I don't mean for this to sound, snubby or anything. I just want people to know that it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the way I do videos. So my videos, hopefully the beginners out there are getting some kind of help from the videos that I put out there. And that's what matters to me. So anyhow, we'll move on. Like I said, best yarn to use for this would be the Lion Brand Landscapes or the Red Heart Unforgettable. And there are a lot of yarns out there that you could use. So this is I just really like how these, the outcome of these and the color transitions are really, really pretty. So you want to make sure for this pattern, I am working with a 4 weight, and this suggests a K hook. However, I will be using a J hook for this, and you can use whatever size. Just remember that whatever size you do use, that will change the size of the outcome of your pattern. So look for the number 4. My suggested yarn is right here, the Landscapes or again, the Unforgettable. So let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to want today is your yarn, some scissors or snippers, a blunt needle for hiding some tails, and of course, your J-hook, or whatever hook size you choose. So we are going to start, for the sake of this video, we are going to only start with a chain 17, a foundation chain of 17. So we're going to start by making our slip knot, crossing over, yarn up the back, and pulling that through, tug it, and there's your slip knot. And we're going to chain 17. Okay. If you are working into the chains, you're going to want to work into the second chain, a half double crochet to start. I am working into the spine, the back bumps on this, so you'll want to work into the second spine on the back, a half double crochet if you're doing it this way. It gives you a nicer finish in the end if you work in the spine. So we yarn over and pull through, and then we yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. That's a half double crochet. We'll do that into the second chain. Over the next 2 stitches, we're going to work what I'm going to call a half double single crochet 2 together. So rather than say that every time, I'm going to show you. You are going to yarn over, go into the next chain on your hook or the next spine in the back, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to go directly into the next without yarning over, and then you'll yarn over and pull through. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and chain 1. Now you're going to do this all the way down this row until you get to your last stitch. So you're going to yarn over, go into your next chain or spine, and you're going to yarn over and pull through, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to go directly into your next, yarn over and pull through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and chain 1. Again, go into you work this over 2 all the way down. And the reason I'm calling it in the written pattern a half double single crochet 2 together is because you're not exactly doing a half double crochet 2 together or a single crochet 2 together. We're mixing it. We've got 1 more of these to do. So when we get down to the end of this row, you want to make sure that you remember to do your chain after. So we're going to go ahead and work our half double single crochet 2 together in over these 2 chains. And then you're going to chain 1. And then we're just going to work a half double crochet into our last chain on our foundation there, or our first. So from here, we're going to chain 2. Now this next part may seem a little complicated at first, but once you get it, you'll be getting through it quickly. So this is our first stitch we're going into right here. This one right here. And we're going to work a half double crochet into that stitch. And then we are going to yarn over 2 times. We're going back into the same stitch we just worked our half double crochet into. We're going into that stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through. Then we will yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 2 loops left on your hook. Go directly into your next stitch without yarning over. And then we'll yarn over and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook there. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and give it a little tug. You'll see a rosebud form right away. And we're doing this all the way down. I'll do this with you slowly over the next couple so that you can get it down pat. But we're working into our next stitch. We're going to work a half double crochet. Yarn over twice. Go into that same stitch as the half double crochet was made and yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Go directly into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook and give it a little tug. Now you're going to see these rosebuds forming as you go. And depending on the kind of yarn, it may not be as pronounced in different kinds of yarn if you're not using this. However, you should see them being made. So if you see one that's really not a rosebud, you may have done something wrong. So we're going to go ahead into the next one. In our next stitch, we're going to work our half double crochet, then yarn over twice. Go into that same stitch made, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, go directly into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, give it a little tug. And do this in all over, each of your stitches down. We're going to make this. Okay. So we're going to do this all the way to the end. And we should end with this as our stitch over the last 2. So we're in our last 2 here, and we're going to end doing the same exact thing as we have done. Really, guys, I am so sorry for this. Not focusing for me. Okay, so we've got 2 stitches left, and we'll work that same stitch over the last 2. Into our last. And give it a little tug. So you can see them all from above. Now, As you can see, something does not look right here to me. Not at all. And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes if you don't end up going in, or you don't end up tugging at the end a little bit just to form that can happen. So that's our half double crochet. Not sure how that happened, but we'll fix it right now. There we go. Into our last two. There we go. So these 2 rows that we've done are basically our entire pattern here. So you're just going to continue to grow it using those 2 rows. So, so for our next row, we're going to chain 2. Turn our work towards us. See these beautiful rosebuds we made? And we're going to go into the very first stitch there with a half double crochet. And then we're going to work over the next 2 stitches there. We're going to work our half double single crochet 2 together. So yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, go straight into the next stitch, pull through all 4 on the hook and chain 1. And you'll do this all the way down this row. I am right by the dog food bowls, just in case you wanted to know. It's a day of noise here. I wanted to get this done, guys, so I'm sorry. Conditions are not always the best in my house. Chain 1. Always remember in your last 2 together that you're working, remember to always work that chain after your last 2 together on that row, because you will mess up the count on your next row if you don't. But then we're back to our last stitch. We'll just work a half double crochet into that last stitch. And we're doing this all the way up. It's as simple as this. Now, I know we'll chain 2 on the next. I know, again, this next row may seem complicated for beginners here, but it's really a simple stitch. So if you know the treble crochet stitch and half double crochet, you should be able to get this. It's just where you're going into with it. So again, half double crochet into the first stitch, then yarn over twice, go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 2 loops on your hook and you'll go directly into the next stitch, pull through, and then you'll pull through all 3 and give a tug. Always give that little tug. So you're going to do that down this entire row. All the way to the end. So go ahead and complete this row to the end. We'll move on from there. We'll meet back up. And I'll show you where to go from there. Okay, so I want to point something out when we get to the end. We're on our um, row of working two together, or not two together, but working our rosebud stitch. So you've got these two stitches left. Don't mistaken this like to go into this like here, this last stitch here. If you turn this a little bit, you'll see the stitch. So try to go into that way. It's not going to make a big difference if you do it the other way, but just to go into the stitch properly, um, that's if I can get this. Oh my goodness, I haven't had a focus issue on my videos in quite some time, so this is frustrating. Sorry. So we're going to yarn over twice. It's when I make quick movements, I think. And then pull through, and then I'm going into the next, directly into that stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through all three, and give a little tug. So we have all of our rosebuds on that row. They don't have to be like insanely pronounced, but you can tell when you don't have one, when it's not made properly or you didn't tug it or whatever. So chain two, we'll do this one more time on this row, because then from here you're just repeating. But after this, we're doing our half double single crochet two together. So we're going to half double crochet in our first stitch. And then we're going to half double crochet, almost half double. We're going to yarn over, pull through, go directly into the next one, pull through all four, chain one, all the way down. Make sure you go into the right, like you're getting these stitches one right after another and not missing a stitch, like I seem to have done earlier. You saw my video cut out. I had to fix my own work. So this is the pattern to create the Ramblin Rose scarf, and I really think you're gonna love it. You just keep working it up, and when you get to the end, just go ahead and pause the video while you're growing it to the length that you desire. And then when you get to the end of this, go ahead and play the video again at the end. Remember, you want to make sure you do that chain one after your last two together and then work a half double crochet. But then go ahead and hit play again. And when you finish this, we'll get down to the end and we will go ahead and put it together as an infinity scarf if you want to have it as an infinity scarf. It's a really pretty pattern. You could use an even lighter weight, a thinner yarn, and I'll bet it would be just gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I should try that with a different yarn as well. I just love how it just shimmers. So it's really that simple, guys. Like I said, in the description below, I'm going to have all of the repeat rows for you, so you don't have to keep going back into the video. If you're comfortable reading it, you will have no problem getting through it. But as you could see, they look like little rosebuds. They're so pretty. And you could even make it thinner than this. As a matter of fact, if I was using it for a work scarf, a dress scarf, one that I was not doing as an infinity, I might even lop off a couple of rows, a few rows there. Maybe go with 13 or 15 as my starting chain instead, just to make it a little narrower, but it really turns out nice. So go ahead and pause the video, work up your project for as long as you like it to be. Again, look in the description if you want to know how many skeins were you. I used 2 skeins on this one. It's a really good size one. I had fun making this. I just kept going and going and going. I made with 2 skeins, and right off the bat, I do not know what the measurement is, so I will put that down in the description. After I get off the video, I'll go ahead and measure it and have that down there so that you know how much 2 skeins will produce. So you just cut that in half and you'll know how much you get out of 1 skein. But go ahead and pause your video. When you come back on, I will show you how you can attach this to make this into an infinity scarf. See you soon. Okay, so once you have grown your project to whatever size that you're going to make it, if you decide that you want to make an infinity scarf out of this, I'm going to show you how to do this with the seamless join. And as you'll see here, by working into the spine, you get the regular stitch look rather than the just single loop going down. So what you're going to do is you'll take a piece of yarn, piece of your yarn, or if you left a tail in the end, you can use that. And just line up your stitches, making sure that you're going into actual stitches here. We're going to start by going into one end, going into the fibers, pulling through a bit, and then we're coming over to the next. You're going into the top of your stitches. So you'll go into the next, and you'll go in and just through so that you're coming just through to the next stitch, through the next stitch, through those fibers. And somebody had mentioned in one of my other videos that this is similar to the ladder stitch, which it is in sewing. So we're going back and forth. And you'll see we're going into the next stitch. This one came through this one. We're going, oh, it did not. We're coming through this top of the stitch in through the next, through the fibers. So you're going to do this all the way down, and then when you get to the end, you will pull all of these together to where you are not seeing your pink. You're just going back and forth in and through. Lost my yarn off my hook, or off my needle. Hang on just a sec. So you see where we were in last, into that stitch right there. We're going into our next stitch, in and through, just in and through, and then into the next one across, in and through, all the way down. Now I am not turning this one into an infinity scarf, so I'm showing you this and then I'm going to pull it out. But like I said, you'll work this all the way down, and then when you pull your stitches, it'll pull the fabrics together. If you've done it right, which I may not have, seeing some pink there, you won't even see that on either side of your project. And if you mess up anywhere, you can just pull your string. Oops. Oh. Unless you're using this yarn. You just pull your string right out. As if it never happened. There you have it, friends. That's our Ramblin Rose scarf pattern, or infinity scarf, however you make it, or blanket, or other. So I really hope you enjoyed making this with me today. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave your question in the comment below, or you can join us over at our Facebook group at www.facebook.com/groups/YarnWars. I will have all of the social media links below in the description. And I hope that you will subscribe for more fun free patterns to come. Over at the group, we have so many great members from around the world, wonderful people, very supportive, the most wonderful admins in the world. Come on over and say hello. Show us what you're working on, and you know, and anything that you have that you need help with, please do ask. You are welcome to tag me. I'll go ahead and put my my Facebook name down below in the description so that you're able to tag me if you need to in the group. But I am over there pretty frequently. So if you are looking for the written pattern for this, you will either find it on the YarnWars.com website, where you'll be able to scroll down and just go, you know, work along in the website. But if you want a downloadable printable pattern for the Ramblin Rose scarf or any of the other Yarn Wars patterns, you will find that in the Facebook group Files tab. So just go join us at the group with the link below and click on the Files tab, and you'll see all the PDFs in that section. But again, I've had a lot of fun today. I really hope you enjoy this pattern. I hope you enjoy the outcome of this pattern. And I want to thank you for joining me today. And I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.